The first time I met her, I knew I was in trouble. Not because she looked dangerous, though, truthfully, she did, but because I didn't understand her world. And the moment I touched what I shouldn't, I realized just how wrong I could be. Her name was Kaylee, though that was only what she called herself in the limited common galactic. The species she belonged to, the Lumari, were renowned across the sectors for their bioluminescent physiology, psychic sensitivity, and sharp intellect. Humans like me didn't usually survive long interactions with them without ending up either exploited, experimented on, or hopelessly in debt. I was a salvage operator, drifting between forgotten colonies, collecting derelict tech, and selling it to the highest bidder. Not glamorous, but profitable enough, until I found the derelict research station orbiting the gas giant Vayara 9. I had docked thinking it was abandoned. The lights were dim, the air recycled poorly. Then I heard a voice. "Don't touch anything," the voice said, soft, melodic, and tinged with irritation. I froze. Just arrived," I said, glancing around the darkened corridor. From the shadows, she appeared. Kaylee. Her body glowed faintly, soft waves of cyan light tracing the contours of her skin. Her eyes were wide, and for a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. A humanoid figure, radiant as a nebula, stepping toward me with caution. "You don't belong here," she said. "This station isn't safe." I raised my hands. "Neither do I, apparently. I'm just..." "Stay back," she warned. "And for the love of whatever gods you follow, don't touch the glow between my legs." I blinked. My brain froze. "Wait, what?" She sighed, exasperated. "Humans, always curious. That area is extremely sensitive. One wrong move, and you'll trigger my defense mechanism. It's unpleasant." I nodded slowly, trying to appear calm. "Got it. I won't touch it." She relaxed slightly, though her glow dimmed, as if my compliance was easing the tension around her. The station that wasn't empty. I followed her through the station's winding corridors, trying to ignore the overwhelming luminescent patterns tracing her skin as she moved. Kaylee led me to a central chamber filled with broken consoles and scattered equipment. "This station was a research hub," she explained. "We studied deep space anomalies, biosignals, and things humans aren't meant to understand." I nodded, half listening. My eyes kept drifting to the faint glow that pulsed at her lower abdomen. Every instinct in my body screamed curiosity. But her words were a warning, clear and deliberate. And yet, humans rarely listen to warnings. I stepped too close. "What exactly happens if..." "Don't," she snapped. Too late. A jolt of light flared from her body. I was thrown back against a console, hitting my head. Stars swam in my vision, and the floor beneath me felt like it was tilting. A psychic resonance filled my skull, sharp and electric, leaving me gasping. Kaylee's glow shifted violently, spikes of cyan and violet radiating outward like warning flares. "I warned you," she said quietly, a mix of disappointment and frustration in her tone. "One more touch, and you won't walk away from this station alive." I pressed my palms to my temples, trying to regain my balance. Okay, I get it. I won't touch." She studied me carefully, her glowing eyes piercing into my very thoughts. "Good. Remember that. Curiosity can be fatal, human." Learning the rules. Over the next few hours, Kaylee reluctantly allowed me to assist in the station's cleanup and diagnostics. Every step required caution. Every object had a purpose, every panel a trap. She moved beside me, glowing faintly, guiding my hands, correcting my mistakes. "You're not trained for this," she said. "Most humans would have triggered the containment protocols already." I smiled weakly. Lucky, I guess. Not luck. Observation. And fear. We worked in silence for a while, the hum of the station echoing in the dim corridors. Despite the terrifying moment earlier, I began to notice things, how she moved, how the light from her body reflected off the metal walls, how careful she was not to let her powers overwhelm the environment. I had never met anyone like her. Kaylee wasn't just alien. She was extraordinary. And terrifyingly honest. A bond forms under stress. As hours passed, my fear gradually shifted into fascination. I learned about her species, their sensitivity to human touch, their unique bioluminescent communication, and the way Kaylee's body literally pulsed with emotion. I began to see her not as a danger, but as a being in need of trust, much like me. "Why are you helping me?" I asked at one point, when she paused to recalibrate a failing console. I don't usually, she replied. Most humans are reckless. But you survived the warning. You're alive, cautious, and... She paused, her glowing eyes locking onto mine. Curious in a way that isn't destructive. That's rare. I laughed softly. I think that's faint praise. No, she said firmly. It's survival. And that is more than most humans can manage. I felt a strange warmth. Respect, fear, and something else, a connection I couldn't name, flowing between us. The station's hidden threat. The calm didn't last. As night fell in the station's artificial cycles, alarms blared. Energy surges coursed through the corridors. It wasn't a malfunction, it was an attack. A rival salvage crew had tracked me here, thinking the station contained valuable artifacts. I froze. Kaylee's glow flared, warning me. Stay close. Do not touch, she said. We moved through the chaos, Kaylee using her bioluminescence to manipulate energy fields, create shields, and incapacitate intruders with psychic pulses. Every time I came close to her lower abdomen, I remembered her warning, flinching instinctively. I can handle myself, she said, reading my hesitation. But if you cross the line again, you die. Understand? Yes. I shouted, dodging a blast that sent debris flying. By the time we reached the station's main exit, the rival crew had been subdued. The station system stabilized, and for the first time since meeting her, Kaylee's glow softened to a gentle, steady pulse. You're still alive, she said, voice tinged with something I couldn't quite place. Relief? Approval? Yes, I replied, panting. Thanks to your warnings. She regarded me silently, then finally spoke. You may have survived the line you crossed. But remember this, respect the boundaries of others, or you won't get a second chance. Crossing lines, building trust. Over the next few days, we repaired the station, catalogued its data, and prepared it for potential buyers. I didn't touch her again, not intentionally, at least, and she allowed me to work closer, guiding my hands, sharing knowledge, and slowly, subtly, teaching me her ways. I realized something. Kaylee's warnings weren't just about physical danger. They were lessons in trust, discipline, and understanding. Every time I honored her boundaries, I gained more of her trust. And every time I learned from her, I felt something shift inside me. Fear became respect. Respect became admiration. Admiration became something more. A dangerous choice. By the end of the week, the station was functional again. I stood beside her at the observation deck, looking out over the swirling clouds of Vayara 9. You've done well, she said quietly. Better than I expected. I swallowed. I couldn't have done it without your guidance. Her glow shifted softly, ripples of cyan and violet pulsing across her skin. You respected my warning. You survived crossing the line, and learned from it. That is rare. Very rare. I took a breath. Kaylee, She silenced me with a gentle wave of her hand. We're leaving this station together, she said. I will trust you with my life. But remember, the line I warned you about, it's not just physical. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual. Cross it recklessly, and you will pay. Even with me. I nodded solemnly. I understand. And for the first time, I truly did. Leaving the station. We departed the derelict research hub, heading for the nearest Valerian trade hub. Along the way, Kaylee taught me more about her species, her abilities, and the delicate art of living alongside someone whose very being could be deadly if disrespected. By the time we arrived, I was no longer just a human salvage operator. I was someone who had survived an alien's wrath, learned the value of boundaries, and earned trust in ways I never thought possible. Kaylee's glow pulsed gently, no longer threatening, but warm, an alien signal of calm, trust, and perhaps, companionship. I knew one thing for certain, I had crossed the line once, almost fatally, but now, I had learned the hard way how to walk beside someone extraordinary. And maybe, just maybe, she had allowed me to cross into her world, not recklessly, but carefully, under her watchful glow.